liberal arts learning or humanities education gets a bad rap from parents, obviously, who want their kids to do well, to make it into the middle class or the upper middle class, or keep a standard of living that they've achieved, to people who are politically liberal, who see the liberal arts as sustaining the culturally elite, that it's snobbery to study the symphonies of Mozart or the artwork of Michelangelo, and from conservatives who've always been concerned with anything liberatory, afraid of freedom. Not all conservatives, not all liberals, and not all parents, but it's so much so that every liberal arts major at universities have seen fewer and fewer entrants, to the point that now if you come out with an English literature degree or undergraduate degree in the art of music, you're pretty unique. But a generation ago, there were many people with these degrees working in all sorts of fields: banking, finance, marketing. Maybe it's been a thing where hiring people have been so professionalized, rather than the managers who actually work with people doing the hiring. You have HR experts who are the gatekeepers and have no experience with how businesses run, because this decrease in liberal arts graduates in the workforce has also seen decreases in productivities that cannot be accounted for by tech improvement. Obviously, American businesses have the most advanced tech and always have, including European businesses and Canadian businesses, and there are increases to productivity due to that. But do really these narrow professionals, people majoring in Homeland Security, are they better at doing Homeland Security work? Maybe, but maybe not. Sometimes someone who studied Chaucer in undergrad might become a great Homeland Security expert and think about things a little differently and see things a little bit differently, and we may be a little safer. And that's just one example. Teachers, obviously, now need to be education majors instead of English majors, and math education majors instead of math majors. Well, what does that mean if the math person teaching your high school kids didn't go into math because they're interested in math, but instead went into education because they're interested in education? Same could be said for some music teachers, some art teachers, right? Some phys ed teachers. But there's something we lose when we over-certify a field. And my field is education. And it has been certified in my career, and it was certified before it. But certifications have become increasingly tedious, increasingly profession focused. And when you focus that much, you turn a broader education into a narrower one, a more liberal education into an apprenticeship. Who can blame parents, right? And who can blame people who are politically interested in, say, fighting elitism or avoiding anti-localism I was thinking about, I read the book by Fareed Zakaria when it came out on liberal education. And it made me really interested back then. Probably was that like 15, 20 years ago now? In him. I checked out his TV show, and it was definitely too globalist in perspective for me. I am not a globalist. But even as a localist, my liberal education, the humanities course I took first year of undergrad, the music classes, studying, say, the symphony or medieval musics, the art class, which I learned from a photorealistic drawer in undergrad, you know, the history and the headlines. What a silly course. I actually got something out of it. You know, the geology class I took, plate tectonics and stuff, you know. I think I learned something from all these. That liberal education, even as a music teacher, it was beneficial to do so. But universities themselves have gutted their liberal arts part of their curriculum. The straight up pure sciences, the arts and music, the creative arts, the practical arts are emphasized only when somebody's majoring in that. And even high schools have become less and less about getting to take a wide, broad array of electives, right? The elective system, which is so beautiful for America, where people have to be educated as citizens. High school kids today are pushed towards narrow career path. So you could be a high school health major, right? Hoping to become a doctor or a nurse. And you don't have time to take band. You don't have time to take the art elective or the poetry class. Boy, you gotta see that something major is lost when it happens, right? Something big is lost. It's nice to be up a little bit earlier running, by the way. It's like 20 degrees cooler than later in the day. I'm gonna spend the rest of my run just being here with these bird songs and this beautiful morning weather. Happy 4th of July. It's Independence Day. I like interdependence a little better than independence as a key word. But people that know my work know that I think that we're dependent on one another and on the environment in very good ways, and in ways that the keyword independence doesn't allow for. But nonetheless, happy Revolution Day.